Hi, gang. It is Thursday. That means it's the 30 with Patrick. I am Patrick, your host. Welcome to the 30 once again. This is our very last show of 2020. And I certainly want to thank you for all of your support. I want to thank our sponsor, C Ray's Thought Pops. And this has been an awesome year. So thank you. Tonight we have a very special show as we close out. Our topic is young entrepreneurs, and I have two young men, and they're going to be talking about their businesses and what they're doing, and what they're going to be doing in 2021 and beyond. Let's get started. Again, we welcome you to the 30 with Patrick Jackman. I am your host for tonight. This is episode, I think, 27, actually 28, episode 28 of the 30. And as I said, this is our very last show of 2020. We will not be broadcasting live next week. We're going to take next week off, next Thursday off, but we'll be back on the first Thursday of January 2021. I want to thank you once again. As I said, thank you, all of you, for just supporting the show and this broadcast. You've made it what it is, and we just want to thank you. If this is your first time viewing this broadcast, what we do, we bring business people, entrepreneurs on, those that are making it and those that want to make it in the business world. And we just talk business. We just talk about where that person has gone, where they're going. So this is the show each Thursday, 7:30 up until 8 Eastern time. If you're watching it live, if you're watching it in replay, we stream on Facebook as well as YouTube. So thank you for joining us. I am going to bring our first guest in. This is Nick Van Wie. Hey, Nick, how are you?
Good. How are you?
I am doing well. And let's bring Mike Sidore in and let's talk entrepreneurship. So Nick, I'm going to go with you first. Let's give the audience, our viewers, let's talk about who you are and give us a little background of the things that you're doing.
All right. So I'm Nick Van Wie. I'm 18 and I'm currently a freshman at SUNY Brockport. I'm majoring in finance at Brockport, and some of the main side hustles that I do include landscaping, mowing, and recently I've been doing more like stocks and getting into sports cars and stuff like that.
Okay, great. Thank you so much, Nick. Mike, how are you, sir?
Good. How are you?
I'm liking the beard. All right, Mike, who are you and what do you represent as far as business? I know you because you're my neighbor, but let the audience know who you are.
My name is Mike Sidore, 20 years old. I'm a SUNY Cobblestone graduate for agricultural business and beef cattle management. Currently, what I do is I have two companies, Tuscaloosa Metals and Red Dog Simmentals cattle. And what I do is research and genetic production.
Mike, you're breaking up there a little bit, so we know it's live. So what we'll do is come back to you shortly. If you can fix that for us, we will come back and get you and hear more about what you do. Nick, Nick has been with me. Nick is one of my former soccer players, and I had him since youth 13, I think, and it's always good to see how your players and those that you coach and those that you talk to have gone on to do some great things, and Nick is one of those. I know Mike is also one too, because I had Mike as a player, and he was one of my assistant coaches some years back. So this is like good family reunion. So Nick, let's talk about your business now. Why did you want to get into business?
I mainly wanted to get into business just because I like the idea of having your income be as high or as low as you want it. You can go as high as you want and work as much as you want. I like the fact that you can be your own boss and kind of make those big decisions yourself and not have really someone else dictating how much money you make or how you should live your life. Just kind of like the financial freedom of it.
Awesome. Now that's a move from what your parents and your sister does there. So you've deviated and trying to detour and trying to form your own way because they're more in terms of on a medical side and then on the law enforcement side. So why did you decide to just say, I don't want to go down that track. I want to do my own thing. What pointed you in that direction?
Kind of just overall the financial freedom, just the freedom that comes with being your own boss. You can kind of you have just more freedom in general is the main idea that I try and focus myself on every time I do something with business.
Okay. Michael, your dad is an entrepreneur, so you have it in your blood. You went to school for a couple of years, graduated, and now you have two businesses. So let's talk about both of them.
Like run 4 sons up. Because of that, I broke off the commercial world of the recycling company, the recycling business, and I started Tuscaloosa Metal Company, which primarily focuses on precious metal recovery and e-waste. So copper, brass, your computers, TVs, cell phones, et cetera, et cetera. What I do now is I gather all these materials and I break them down into clean materials to then be further recycled. My other company is called Red Dog Simmental Cattle, and that company is around for the production of better quality food, better quality beef products, pork, turkeys, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. That business really is based off of cryogenics and embryology. So we take all of the genetic material from the best livestock around and we put it all together and we freeze it. And then eventually, through the use of embryology, we go back and we produce some of the best quality animals on this side of the country for human consumption, safer, greener, all around better for you product.
All right, good. Thanks, Michael. Nick, so now you have two businesses, is it? And you also have a full-time job, plus you go to school. How do you have time to do all these things?
A lot of it comes down to what you prioritize is what I believe. So like when I work now, I work 5 a.m. to 2 p.m. And during the summer, I didn't work though. So during the summer, I did landscaping was my main thing. So I would do landscaping and the cards, like sports cards and stuff, buying and selling those. And then now I do more of the work from 5 to 2. And then I do sports cards because sports cards I can kind of do whenever I have free time, just go on eBay and research prices or research sports just to see who's hot and stuff like that. So kind of just whatever I prioritize just helps out and just getting distractions out of the way.
Okay, good. Michael, what about you? Now let's talk about why did you get into this business? I know that you've had a number of businesses and you're only 20. So how many businesses have you had, Michael, as an entrepreneur?
I would say I'm pretty close to almost a dozen.
A dozen.
Serious ones, legitimate LLCs. These will mark the 3rd and 4th. These past ones that we talked about.
Wow. And you're only 20 years old. That's amazing. Congratulations. So when do you sleep?
I don't.
You don't. So where do you see these two businesses going, let's say in 2021? What are some of the goals that you have for these two businesses?
So between both of them, I believe it's a given that extensive growth is the biggest goal. For me personally, where I want to go with it is I would rather have quality over quantity in anything that I do as far as business works.
Mhm.
So as far as my cattle company goes, I'm actually decreasing the number of animals that I have and moving towards, like I said, that more specified genetic markers and all of that kind of quality aspects all around. Just the way that we work in general, what we produce, what we have on the farm. Instead of, I'm down to 9 animals from 48, for example. So this year will be a huge year as far as that goes. I'll have 15 animals dropping, and some of them, the father specifically was a $400,000 animal. So
Wow.
we're hoping for big things out of them. As far as the metal company goes, that has always been something that I have done. But what I am hoping, my biggest goal with that company would be to go from the kind of everyday average stuff that we do with, we stop everywhere and we do pickups. We have people drop off, but it's everything. People bring us grills, lawnmowers, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So if I could really get down to the specified worthwhile material, that would be my biggest goal. If I could get down and single out all of the, for lack of better words, garbage that we take in, I believe that would be huge. That would be huge for the business, without a doubt.
Okay, great. Nick, what about you? Where do you see your businesses going in 2021?
So like Michael said, obviously growth. I expect and hope to gain more money, especially from working, to use on my side hustles. So I'm mainly now focusing on sports cards. So I hope to get a larger collection and a group of them so then I can send them out to get graded or sell them back on eBay. And I just hope to overall get a bigger inventory to sell more.
So walk us through the process from when you get a sports card and what type of sports. So walk us through the process from beginning to end.
Yeah, definitely. So normally what happens is I don't watch sports that often, but I research a lot about them. So I'll see a rookie or someone, or maybe a legend or someone retiring, and I'll buy their card off eBay for a price I think is reasonable, or maybe a certain amount of their cards. And then I can look at the card and determine if it's worth grading. So like grading would be if the edges of the card are sharp, or it doesn't have scratches on it, or it's like centered and stuff like that. And then from there, I can send it out to PSA, which is a company in California that grades the cards, the main grader for cards, and they can grade it 1 through 10, and 10's the best grade. And say, for example, you could get a card for $100 and then get it graded as a 10, and it could sell for $800.
Wow.
And it could cost maybe $50 to get it graded, but if it got graded as a 9, it could be worth only $200.
Wow.
So that's
So
the
you
main,
have
like,
a knack to see which cards is best.
yeah, I did a lot of research on watching other people grade their cards, like visually, just off their hand, just grading them. And from there, my first start off with about 5 cards grading, and I graded those cards. And I got 3 of them back as 10s and 2 of them as 9s. So those 3 sold for about $2,000 each. And then the other 9 sold for, I think, $300. And it was all in investment, like $215.
Wow, very nice. Good return on investment. That's
Yeah,
awesome.
definitely.
So I'm talking to Nick Van Wie and Mike Sidore. If you want to ask them a question, you can just drop it in the chat, or if you just want to say hi to them, go ahead and do that. Just drop it in the chat, and I'll make sure that we bring it up live for you. Michael, so what are some of the challenges that you've had to go through over the last years in reference to your businesses? I know this year, a couple of months ago, you posted that you lost some cows.
Yeah. Yep. So, by far one of the biggest challenges that we deal with is loose animals, without a doubt. Um, I did several months ago, or several weeks ago, I lost 14 of my animals, which was 1/3 of my herd at the time. I lost them for 2 weeks. Uh, I could not catch them. I slept in the woods for a week, trying to catch them. Every night they would come in. We set up a big panel, and I had to close the gate one after another. And it took about 2 weeks to catch them. So that was a huge challenge, without a doubt. Uh, some days are worse than others as far as animals getting out goes. That was by far the worst one, but usually they'll go back in the same gate if you're lucky. Another big one that I faced this year is working with partners. That was a big learning experience.
Mm.
Doing that, have to being able to see eye to eye at all times with several different businesses going on, just life in general. That was a big challenge as well. And then actually, this year was a big year for us as far as the metal company went. We got robbed a lot.
Oh
So
wow.
people into our barn, taking our materials, um, cutting converters off of cars that we had in storage. Um, quite the bit of big challenges, but we've since grown in such a way that hopefully that ceases. But as even though the challenges, they're always going to be there, those specific things, they'll always happen. Unfortunately, it's just taking the precautions to make it less frequent. Uh, so yeah.
Okay. Good. Yeah. When I saw you post about the cows, I was like, oh my gosh, he lost the whole herd of cows. Gee, that's not a good thing.
No.
Nick, what about you? What are some of the challenges that you've had this year as it relates to business?
I think one of the main challenges I've had is finding people that can teach me how to do some of the things that I want to do. So finding like a mentor for cards or a lot of things was just harder to find. Finding someone, I had to look to YouTube and stuff like that a lot of times, and a lot of times that stuff is not helpful. But I was able to find some people online that could help me and point me in the right direction. And I think that's like a main thing for helping people start is finding someone who can point you in the right direction where you need to go.
So a mentor or coach that can help you.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay. Michael, I know that you have to leave. Is there, let's say someone wants to get into business, Michael, what would you tell them? Someone your age or a little older, what advice can you tell them or give them?
By far the biggest and most important advice I think I could give would be, first and foremost, know what you're getting yourself into. Without a doubt, you got to know what you're getting yourself into. You got to know the market. You got to know the customers. You got to know the opponent. You got to know everything about everything you're going to do. You got to know it. But then after that, I would say just don't give up. As generic as it sounds, you got to always push through the problems, push through the cows getting out, find them, catch them, put them back in the pen. It sounds weird, but that's how we do it. You just gotta you find them, catch them, and put them back, and you just keep pushing through. By far, if you keep your head on strong, and you always push forward and try to better your business, better yourself, better your whole dynamic, you cannot fail.
There you go.
Simple.
I have one question for you from Pam here, and then Nick, I have one for you too, so hold tight on that one. Let's see. Pam said, what have you found to be the best way to handle the accounting side of your business?
So, if I'm being completely honest with you,
Sure.
the accounting side of the business for me is very, very hard. I used to just use the notes in my phone, and although it's better than nothing, it's not good. I mean, you lose track of everything. So I actually took on my lovely girlfriend Megan. She now runs all my books down to um, uh, gains per pound of feed and the animals. percentage loss in when we granulate copper wire, for example. We go down to the pound with everything now. That was huge. It's amazing when we're going to do the waste removal part of that, how much money you save. So the accounting side, I had to put up to somebody else. Otherwise, I probably wouldn't be where I am.
There you go.
Definitely something I'd learn more, without a doubt.
Good. Hey, Megan, and congratulations on the alpaca win.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome. Nick, let's see. Your sister, oh, Nicholas, tell us about your newest project in buying and selling or renting a home.
So I stayed around for college in Brockport, and as part of a deal with my dad, we bought a house near the college. And from that, it was kind of a fixer-upper. So from the money I had buying and selling cards, I was able to put in, we ripped out the kitchen. We put in a new kitchen, so the new like cabinets and granite and stuff like that. And from there, I'm going to live in it with some friends, and then for college, and then after that we're going to sell the house and hopefully make money on it, and then whatever my parents put into it and a little bit extra they'll get, and then what I put into it and a little bit extra I'll also get out of it, and then from there hopefully I can start buying rental houses or wholesaling houses or something like that.
So that's another venture that you want to go into in terms of rental properties or real estate.
Yeah, definitely. I really want to start. I save my money to possibly wholesale and get rental houses. Is my main goal, to have passive income.
Awesome. So that's pretty smart, is that you bought the house in college and now you'll have roommates and rent, which will go towards the mortgage.
Yep.
That's smart thinking. Awesome. Let's see. Pam has another one here. Did you use some government training resources like the Small Business Administration or through local universities? Either of you can answer.
I did not personally. I got all my resources from YouTube. It's amazing like how many like fake stuff there is out there, but there's also a lot of good information to learn from stuff. And for basically any side hustle or hobby you want, you can find someone who has that same aspirations, that maybe knows a little bit more than you, that you can learn from, and they post it on YouTube, and they can help you a lot.
Good. Michael, what about you?
I did not as well. There's a lot of opportunities for young farmers through the USDA local, but I chose not to go that route. I had been saving money for a very, very long time. So I actually, believe it or not, everything that I own, I've paid for in cash.
Oh, wow.
No help. So good and bad, but no help from the Small Business Administration.
That's great. So everything that you own is paid for?
Yes, sir.
All the cattle, everything?
Yes, sir.
That's great. That's awesome. Congratulations. Nick, what about you? So let's talk about as far as your business. Now you are in business with a partner. I think I heard you said on the mowing side, on the landscaping side. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And where do you see that going next year? Because that's seasonal.
Yeah. So we do it through the Nextdoor app. So we put postings up weekly of people if they need any landscaping or anything like weeding, mulching, anything mowing. And hopefully from there we started out fresh this year, and we actually got a lot of traction, more than I thought. And we had a lot of people who would comment on our posts and refer us to other people. So I think that like the word of mouth will definitely help us spread. And then we're going to keep posting and maybe do some more advertising, and hopefully that will boost the traction we have.
So you have multiple, both of you have multiple streams of income. And that's why I tell folks all the time, you can't depend on one stream. You must have multiple streams of income if you truly want to be successful. So I'm glad that you see that you really need multiple streams. And Michael, you have 2 businesses now, but you had much more. Nicholas, you have 3 going on 4 different streams of income. So Where do you see yourself, let's say 4 years, 5 years from now? Where do you see yourself?
Okay.
Either one.
So I see, hopefully by then I have started wholesaling real estate. So that's my main goal, is to start wholesaling, and then whatever profits I make from that possibly go to like a down payment on a house as like a rental house. And then I want to gain as many rental houses as I can, like good ones that have good tenants and stuff like that. And then my main goal is to get rental houses and get a landlord, like manager, to manage them, and then pay them like a cut, and then have passive income. That's my main goal overall.
Okay. All right. So you want to have that reoccurring income on a monthly basis.
Definitely.
That's good. Michael, 5 years from now, where do we see you?
To be honest with you, that is, as crazy as it sounds, that's my goal. I hope to, with everything going on this year and in the coming years, I hope to retire extremely early. And I don't mean stop working.
Sure.
Putting more focus into the things that I haven't been able to put a lot of emphasis on throughout the year. I've done this kind of stuff since I was 16. I've worked day and night, very little sleep, and I'm hoping that really soon, I'm hoping that the genetic parts of my business, as far as the cows go, in Megan's Alpaca, I'm hoping that kind of gets a little buffer to slow down, reanalyze everything that's going on, and allow us to make decisions for the future. So then come out of retirement and go back.
Okay.
That's the goal.
All right. So 5 years, so we'll have some new millionaires. So I can relax and says, hey, remember when? So take care of the old guy now. Don't leave me hanging out there now. One last thing, because we have about say another 2 minutes or so, and we do something called a rapid round. So I'm going to ask you just a series of questions, and I want you to respond as quick as possible. Very simple. So Mike, soda or pop?
Soda.
Soda. All right. Nicholas, what's the last leadership book that you read?
The 4-Hour Work Week.
Huh. And who's that by?
I'm not even sure, honestly. Couldn't even tell you.
Okay. Mike, your favorite TV show?
Gold Rush.
Gold Rush? Okay. All right. Nicholas, your favorite singer or rapper? Don't say Paul.
Paul. My favorite group, probably 21 Pilots, I'd say.
21
I don't really have
Pilots?
a favorite singer.
Okay. All right. Favorite thing to do, Michael?
Chase cows all day.
What's that?
Chase cows all day long.
Oh, okay. All right. If you had a vacation place to go, where would it be? What country, what island, where would it be? Either one of you or both of you.
Montana.
Montana. Nicholas?
I'd say Hawaii.
Hawaii. All right. That's a huge range. Montana, Hawaii. I know Mike is going there more for work, and Nicholas is going to Hawaii for rest and vacation.
Exactly.
That's it. Well, guys, thank you so very much. I am so very proud of both of you. You are doing extremely well. You make my heart proud, knowing that I've known you, especially Michael. I've known Michael from the time he was a little one, and then see him at 20 years old and what he's doing now. Makes my heart proud. And Nick, I've always been proud of you, having you on the team from 13, and now you're going on 19 next year, right, Nick?
Yep.
Right. So continue doing what you guys are doing. Stay focused. Don't let anyone steal your dream, and just do it. Keep working, keep grinding, but stay focused. Keep your blinders on. Don't look to the left, not to the right. Set the goal, move forward, and have that mentor or coach. Remember, and then also have some strategic partners that can help you and you help them. Okay?
Definitely.
All right. Thank you once again. Merry Christmas to you and your family.
Merry Christmas to you, too.
I'll see you boys soon. That is the 30 for 2020. I want to thank you once again for sharing this half an hour with us today and every Thursday. This is our 28th episode of the 30. And just to thank our sponsor, Cindy Ray of C Ray's Thought Pops. She's been awesome. So just want to thank her for all of her support. Thank you, the viewer, for all of your support. Enjoy this holiday. Join us in 2021. We have some great things ahead that we're planning for 2021, not only on this show, but also on our Lunch and Learn. We have some great things that we want to share with you. So join our community. Make sure that you're part of our community. And I'll put that up now. You can go to the Jackman Group LLC.com, join our community, become a member. And we have some awesome things that we're going to do in 2021. So thank you once again. Enjoy your holidays. Merry Christmas to you and your family. And may God continue to bless you and your family as we end out 2020 and look forward to 2021. Until then, deuces.